Good morning. Yep, still morning. 11:43. How are you? I got something over this to give it a little cover. I'm under a tree, but the sun keeps going in and out, and I don't want my phone to get hot. Here I am, barely. As you can see, my face has really swelled up pretty bad. And it's a combination of allergies and a flare-up from the syringomyelia, the spinal cord disease. I was gonna go do laundry this morning, but I just could hardly even move this morning. I had to scale, hold on to everything I could to get out to those chickens. I'm feeling some better now as far as the pain in my spinal cord and the problems with my legs. I'm feeling some better, but I am all swelled up everywhere. Well, I wanted to call and tell you, if you saw my community post yesterday, I posted that I was worried about Lady Jane. And I didn't get back to write anything else or to do a video about it. But she is better. Oh, such a nice breeze. You know what? Driving with the plastic on this window, it's like being in a greenhouse. It really retains the heat, and I can't take all that plastic off so that I can get a real cross breeze. I just got that little piece off. It's right here that I tape on and then I take off. I put it on when it's gonna rain and then I take it off so I can see my mirror. Good news is a window is on its way. Thank you, Jesus. But back to Lady Jane. Yesterday at some point I went out to sit with the chickens, and Esther was in her pool, and most of the chickens were around the chicken coop on the outside, and they were all making, noise, like they were alarmed about something. And then I went in and I saw my silky rooster, Big Daddy, was sitting on the floor of the coop, which is not unusual for him. He actually sleeps on the floor of the coop. I have never seen him roost on a roosting bar. He sleeps on the back left corner, and in front of him sleeps Esther. And sometimes they are side by side, which is cute. But anyway, he was sitting down and towards the front, and Lady Jane was sitting down. Now that was a little unusual. She does sit. I've taken pictures of her sitting outside in the yard, sitting on top of the stumps that I have out there for me to sit. And of course she sits in a nesting box, but she was sitting there on the floor of the coop, and I was watching her breathe, and her breathing seemed really heavy, which made me really nervous, because when I have been home and been with my chickens that have passed, they just sit there and their breathing gets really heavy and their eyes get kind of glossy. You can tell they're slipping away. And I was checking her eyes, and her eyes looked okay. I stood in there a few minutes. I put some water in there, and then I went to Tractor Supply to get those little envelopes. I forgot the name of them. They used to be called Save a Chick, and they have two different kinds. They have ones that are for peeps, and then they have these other ones that have electrolytes in them. I don't know if this truck is gonna park right next to me. No, I guess they're landscapers. They might have been finishing up around here. And this one has electrolytes in it. So I got 3 envelopes. It comes in a pack of 3 envelopes for $3.49 or something. And do you know, when I first started raising chickens 6 years ago, they were $1 and something, $1.79 I think for 3. But of course everything has gone up. And it's not something you give them every day, and you only put so much in a gallon to a gallon of water. And that's what I did. And later on in the day, you know, she really sprung back. She was out in the yard with the chickens, and she went up on that stoop. I saw her eating and drinking, and maybe she just got hot and went in the coop. Maybe she thought it was cooler in there. I have it all aired out. I have the one window that the coop has open. I have the chicken door open. I have the door that I use to go in and out open, and I've been having it like that every day. And then I close everything at night except for the window. I don't close it unless we're having a really bad storm. I do. Are you still there? Yeah, I just heard a noise from my phone. And then of course it has that big front window, so it gets lots of air. Airflow in a chicken coop is very important, because chickens, they are very susceptible to respiratory issues. So I'm always having that aired out. But she's fine. She seems fine this morning, but yesterday it was a big concern. I've had her 6 years and she's still laying eggs. And she's just so pretty. It was so hard when I went to Tractor Supply to buy those envelopes of electrolytes, not to walk out of there with 4 peeps. Because now, you know, they're not like day-old chicks there. They're a couple weeks old, and so now would be a good time to get them because of that, and because they're still 50% off. But if I got them, I wouldn't have to like have them in my tub for too long, and I could put them outside in the day, especially when it's hot, warm. Like today the high is 90, and then I could just bring them in at night, and then maybe like in 3 weeks they could be in the coop, because they're a good size over there. It was just so hard not to walk out. In fact, the lady, you know, I've gotten to know the people there, of course, and the lady that waited on me, she's the one that helped me lug out the chicken feed the last time. I mean, she's older, and she sure did try to help, but she got it in the buggy, and then we went outside, and when we got to the car, neither one of us could lift it into the car. And I think I told you this, when I got it, there was a guy walking by us, and he put it in the car. Anyway, of course, since then I've had to buy more feed, and a young guy that works there, or was working there, he helped me. But she remembers her helping me, and so yesterday when I bought those 3 packets, she says, "And are you gonna need help bringing this out to the car?" And she didn't mean it, you know, to be insulting or nothing. It's just a sense of humor. I told her, I think I will. Are you able to step away from the register and help me? And she was laughing. Of course, the one behind me in line didn't know what we were talking about. And when she gave me my receipt, of course, I didn't need a bag for that. When she gave me my receipt, because of the problems I have with my hands, you know, no feeling, I dropped the receipt on the counter because I didn't feel it in my hand. And she said, "You know what? I think you're going to need help with those packets and with the receipt." And we just laughed again. And anyway, it was a good laugh. It's good to laugh. You know that? The joy of the Lord is our strength. Bible says that. It says it for a reason. And yesterday or the day before. Wait, is Wednesday. It had to have been yesterday. Somebody had on Facebook Marketplace, it's in the back. I don't want to get out and go look, but I think it's 45 pounds, 50 pounds of crumble, chick crumble, and then another bag about this big of grit. And they had them on Facebook for $5. They just wanted to get rid of it for both bags. Now they cost a lot more than that. You wouldn't get that little bag anywhere for $5. And now it's for chicks. And I contacted them. They're about 5 minutes away. I went and got talking with the guy about chickens, and he was so happy that I've been raising chickens for 6 years, and I showed him pictures and showed pictures of Esther and just having a nice conversation. He ended up giving them to me for free. I still wanted to pay. I had the $5, and he gave them to me for free, and I carried the little bag and he carried the big bag off his porch to my car. And so if I were to go get those, well, they're not really peeps now. They're still chicks at Tractor Supply. I'm only going to be paying for them. I already have the crumble. I got the crushed granite, which helps them with digesting. Like with my older chicks, I buy crushed oyster shells from the feed store in Garland. And I have natural bedding from grass and all that cut grass from when my friends came to weed eat. So my only expense would be would buy the chicks, and they're half off. I think they have some different prices. I was looking at them, and I was Googling the different breeds I've never heard of or not familiar with, and I saw one price there for $4.49, so it would be half of that, and another one $5.49, so it would be half of that. I think depending on the breed. Now I would love to have a Bantam hen, but their Bantams are all in one tub, and they're unsexed. They're assorted. They don't have them separated. Now these different other breeds, they have separated pullets, and then they got their ducks, of course. They didn't have geese, they had ducks. Yeah. So what to do. I just don't know. What else can I tell you? Yesterday morning was the endocrinologist appointment. That's a diabetes doctor. And guess who came along with me to the appointment? Can you guess? It wasn't Esther. She'd love to go. It was Buddy the bee. If you're not familiar with Buddy the bee, why not? Buddy and Belle the bees. Why don't you know about them? Why aren't you involved in hosting them? They need hosts. They're traveling the world. Hashtag Buddy and the word and Belle 2024 to find out more. Hey, that rhymes. But Buddy came to the appointment. I posted a picture of him sitting in a chair in the doctor's office. Put on my community page. I'm telling you, I use my community page all the time. And then later on, we did some errands. Actually, a lot of errands. I overdid it yesterday. And then went out to the lake, which is overflowing. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. I did a little video on that, and I cut it short because I was facing the lake and those trails that I used to take you on, showing you how those trails are flooded. And when I turned around, there was a guy coming down with his fishing poles and his tackle bag. And he was just like, maybe 6-7 feet away from me. He really surprised me. Usually you can hear people coming down. You'll hear, if you know, you'll hear bells if they got little bells on their fishing poles, or you'll hear something. And I didn't hear him coming down that trail, so he surprised me. He wouldn't have cared if I was making a video. I've made videos down there before when people are fishing, but I ended it short. I said, I gotta go, someone's coming, and it was because he surprised me. He was very nice. He told me he's been going fishing out there every day since the rains came, and he's not caught nothing, but he's still trying. But I did a little video there, and when Buddy and I were leaving, Buddy found a bunch of wild flowers. They're white, and he wanted to take a little nap, wanted to catch his breath. So he was having a little siesta in those flowers. I took a picture of him in the flowers, and you know where it is. It's on my community page. And then where'd we go? Went to Walmart, because that is right next door to the lake. The lake is actually behind Walmart, like 2 streets. Went to Walmart because oh boy, what a mess. Went to Walmart because I was so sure that last time I was there, and I had just looked through the yarn, I didn't buy anything, but I looked, because our Walmart carries the most yarn than 3 or 4 other Walmarts that are within 20 minutes of me. My Walmart, which is 4 miles from me, carries the most yarn. I mean, the whole aisle is full, and I have shown that before. But I was certain that the last time I was there, just looking around, that I saw not the jumbo skeins, but the other size of Mexicana. And I was looking for that for a project, and I went, and I must have been dreaming it, because the only one that they had was the big one for $7.48, and I didn't want to pay that for all that. And I'm sure that in my totes of variegated, I don't have any of that. I believe I don't. But anyway, so then we went to Walmart, and my Walmart has that Pioneer Woman on clearance, on rollback. I think it used to be 5 something or 6 something. I had bought one time when it was in the clearance aisle. Now these are not in the clearance aisle, they're in the yarn aisle, but they have the tag, they're down to $3, and it says rollback. I didn't buy any because now I like the colors, but when I bought that one before on clearance, I think I paid $2.98 or something. I did not like it. It was really, really rough. Now, I don't mind rough yarn especially if I'm making my scrubbies. I don't mind the Red Hot scrubby yarn, which is rough. I don't mind it because I'm making a scrubby. It should be rough. And I know a lot of people find Red Hot rough, but I don't. And it's not because I have problems with feelings in my hand. I've never found Red Hot to be rough. All the years I've been crocheting. I started crocheting with Aunt Lydia's rug yarn 100 years ago. And used to buy that at Kmart. Now that was rough. And all I used to make with that when I first started was granny squares and scarves for people in my family. Can you imagine how I'm sure they didn't wear those scarves with that Aunt Lydia's rug yarn. They were just kind and accepted it. But that's what I started crocheting with. So what else? Oh, back to the endocrinologist. She has increased the insulin. I was taking 60 units a day. Now I'm going to take 100 as soon as I'm done these. I brought in my meter, so she was able to look at all my numbers and average things out. But you know what? She didn't tell me what my A1C was. That's okay. We know it's going to be high. She was really happy with a few times when my sugar was like 148, one time 128, which is, it's good range, but it's very low for me. I start to feel not good when it's that low. And she was concerned for the few times that it was over 400. So I told her what I've been eating. Of course, I get the Meals on Wheels. And what else? Well, anyway, it was a good visit. I'm just believing that God's gonna continue to help. I know it's not good news when you go from 60 units up to 100, but that probably will help the sugar levels. You know, I'm trusting that it will. Hey, before I take that insulin, I asked God. Of course, God knows I trust Him with everything. He has given us medicine. I'm not against medicine, and our church don't teach against it. We don't teach against doctors. There was doctors in the Bible. But me personally, when I take that insulin, before I take it, I pray. I said, God, you're able to heal. Just have your way, however you see fit, and cause this medicine to work as it's supposed to. Hey, nothing's wrong with a little prayer, right? Okay, Lady Jane. Oh, the other thing. On my way to Walmart yesterday, I took a kind of like a country road. I've taken you on it before. It's not too far from my road. I just didn't want to be in all the traffic because I had been in so much traffic going to Plano and then coming home. That is part of why I'm suffering today. All that stop and go. Anyway, you won't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I almost drove off the road. I turn on the road, beautiful, windy country road, and the first house on the left has a sign out. You never know, people selling puppies, chicks, rabbits, goats. And I look, and the sign says, Farm Fresh Eggs, $6 for 18. I have competition. My sign says fresh eggs, $5 a dozen. And Saturday I sold 2 dozen to a couple that came and stopped by. They were very nice people. I hope they come back. I hope they don't go down that other road. And so I continue down the road, right? And I get almost to the end of the road where there's a stop sign, and I look over to the left, and these people in their yard have this really nice white stand. I think it was made out of pallets, and it's a Farm Fresh egg stand right in their yard. I could see they had some decorations in it. I wasn't going slow enough because I didn't expect that to see what they were charging, but it was a really nice stand. So I have competition with those two on a road next to my road, but yet they really have competition because they're 2 people on the same road. That would be interesting to live over there and see which house gets the most cars. I mean, $6 for 18 eggs is a good price, but 18 eggs is a lot of eggs. Boy, is it windy, but it feels good. So I wanted to tell you about the egg competition. I wanted to tell you about Lady Jane. I wanted to tell you about Buddy. Please check out hashtag Buddy and AND Bell 2024, because Buddy, I took him yesterday to the airport, which is the post office, and he's on his way to his next destination. So if you want to know where Bell is with Jax, you know Jax. And if you want to know where Buddy is gonna end up, you'll need to see that hashtag. It's really fun. It was fun to host him. I apologize to K&K Crochet, and I apologize to the person who's gonna host Buddy next, that I had Buddy for so long, but his flight was delayed. You know, when traffic control says flight delayed, you're just stuck wherever you are. Trust me, it happened to me coming back from North Carolina, and I was stuck in that Miami airport. But I made good use of my time. I people watched, and I talked to people that sat next to me, and yeah, but it's something you can't help. And so I'm glad that Buddy is on his way, and I'm really sure he's going to have safe travels. And I'm excited to see what the next person has planned for him. I know that Belle has been helping Jack pick out colors of yarns for things that Jack is making. She's posted pictures. People, check out people's community pages. There's some of us that really use our page. And once again, I want to say thanks to the new subscribers. Thank you so much. My channel is, if you stick with me, I really appreciate it, because my channel is all over the place. I do not have a playlist, and I don't know when I'm gonna have one. And so you get this, a car vlog, you get videos of my chickens, of my goose, of my other animals, you get videos out by the lake, videos of my crochet work, videos of yarn hauls, when I used to go to the thrift store. It's just a bunch of things. So I'm thankful that you're here. I hope you do stick around. I hope I get better at making videos and organizing them. I don't edit, and I don't plan to ever edit. This is just me. What else can I tell you? And thanks for all the comments from everybody. The good comments, the bad comments, the ugly comments. It still counts. And if you cross that line, then it will be bye-bye. Because no one wants to, read ugly things. I don't want to, and I don't want anyone else to. But it's been good. Really, really good. What else can I tell you? What else can I tell you? I think I covered it all. I still need to measure that scrap. I called it No Rhyme or Reason scrap blanket. That one I showed you, I laid it out on my bed with all those nice colors. And I took it outside yesterday to get a better picture, and I need to get a better picture of it outside, because that light in my bedroom, it's like a flashlight in a tent. It don't show just how nice those colors are. There's a coral in it. And I think in the video I called it wine or dark burgundy, because I have trouble seeing as it is, and then you get me in a room like that, and I don't do so well. But it's up for sale. I just have to measure it, get the right measurements. I don't tell you about any whips because I've got so many that I'm trying to finish. Believe me, I'm trying. I hope today to sit down and do a little crochet. Even though my joints ache, I know that it will help me to have my joints moving. I guess this is it. I told you a window is coming, And the handyman, the landlord's handyman, is also a backyard mechanic, and so he will put it in, which will save from going to a garage. And I'll give him some fresh eggs. He always likes fresh eggs. And yeah, I guess this is it. I'm just making sure before I hang up. 30 minutes, wow. Where does the time go when you're just making a video? Where does the time go? I can see the time going by super fast if you're with someone in person talking, or you're talking to someone on the phone. You're talking and they're talking. But when it's just you talking to make a video, where does 31 minutes and 2 seconds go? But I am going to hang up now because I believe I've covered it all. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for commenting. I think I'm 200 and something hours away from watch hours. I forget the exact number. And I'll talk to you later. But remember to be kind to everybody, because somebody's having a bad day. We just never really know, you know, who is having a bad day. We don't know what a difference a smile can make, a wave can make, a holding the door open for someone, saying thank you, saying please, saying have a nice day. Little things like that make a big difference. And one day I'm going to tell you something about that I think will encourage you. Okay, I gotta go because I didn't bring a water, and I'm gonna start coughing from allergies, but I'll talk to you later.